Hello everyone, welcome back for another Anything Goes Saturday. I am continuing with my pink theme for this month. I messed up last week, but that's okay. I still gave you a pink one on Sunday. For today's card, I'm going to use the Contemporary Floral from Technique Junkies. She is no longer in business and I am sad because she had some great stamps. I've got quite a few of them. So I'm going to use this, but I don't have all these leaves in there. I had her cut them out. I am using a piece of Kaleidoscope paper from 49 in Market. This piece is called Animated Travelers. I cut the piece off. This is all I have left. I had one piece in my mystery box. I am using the Spectrum Gardenia, and it's the back of this one that I'm using. This is my piece that I'm using from the 49 in Market. Spectrum Gardenia is also from 49 in Market. I am using some black for layers. I have a piece of white for stamping on and my card base. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my image and I'm going to ink up just the top in the pink. This is Puffy Heart from Altenew. We'll see if it goes. All right, so let me get this stamped. I got to do it at an angle to get it all on here, but it won't matter because I'm going to cut them out. I think that'll go. I think it'll look nice with it. Yes, it'll show up. That's the key. All right, so I don't know why I pulled out the green. Oh, I know why. Now I need to clean this. So give me a minute to clean it. Okay. The reason I am doing this is this stamp cuts off this side of the flower. Well, the way I'm doing it with this layer, you're not going to notice it. It'll be underneath. So the next thing I need to do is I need to take my green and I'm not going to do this flower here. So I'm going to take a Post-it note and I'm going to cover it up like so. And I'm going to ink up my flower with the green. Once I get my color on there, because it's an ink cube and I get it, I just kind of rub it down to get rid of it. Now I'm going to take that off. You want to make sure you take that off. And my key here, ooh, almost. My key here, give me this to put underneath. All right. This has to be straight. Is this edge I want here. So I'm going to do that, get that on there. I'm going to pull it up just a little. And I'm not worried because I didn't want that other flower on there. All right. Okay. I'm not worried that that didn't turn out because I'm going to take and I'm going to cut those out and dot and put them on top. So I have some, that didn't come out. So I'm going to grab the marker and I'm just going to kind of fill it in. All right, there. I don't know how much of it'll show, but if your ink pads had markers, that's a great way to use them. All right, I'm going to take, and I'm going to give that a few minutes to dry. I don't think it'll take long, but the problem is the paper is not your normal paper. It's very thick. And I just realized I'm going to have to pull out my green to do the pieces that go through the center. So I will pull my marker back out and get that. It may only be that one. And I'm trying to cut as close to the line as I can get. The reason being is my background is pink and the lines will show. Now this is straight down. All right, and now I need this one. That one is in the back, like so. So I've got to do that line. So I'll just pull my marker back out and do it again. All right, let me get my marker. And I'm just going to trace that line. So it's green. All right. I don't need this one. It's not on there. So all of this can now get thrown away. All right. And let's get our card going here. First thing I'm going to do is fold my card base. There. Now I'm going to put my black on. I'm getting to the end of my roll of tape. When I get to the end, it kind of gets harder to use. All right, this goes on next. Then these two go on next. Okay. And I'm going to give myself just a little bit of a border. And I'm not pushing down hard because this piece goes under like so. But I want to, oh, that one goes under too. I don't think that really matters. That line, it doesn't, no, it doesn't show. All right, I'm gonna put a dimensional underneath that. And I'm gonna have to do the same thing with this. I'm gonna stick it under. So now I can push down, and I'm gonna stick one there, one here, and I'm gonna put this flat. Oops, that one won't work. It's, like I said, I'm at the end, so it's acting up. All right, now let me take my back off. That. And that. right. And I think this needs some sequins, or gems, I should say. So let me see if I have any pink ones. Okay, I pulled out some pink twine to use also, and I'm gonna wrap this around a couple of times. I should have done this first, but I messed up. I always do this. Decide at the last minute to do something and have to take my project apart. But I don't have to take it apart too much. And do I have enough to tie a bow? No. So let me try this again. Now I know I do. I think what I was doing is I was taking the end and wrapping it instead of the piece that's still on the roll. There. I got it wrapped around twice. Now I'm going to tie my knot. I'm going to tie it right there. I'm going to hold it and make it a double knot, and you'll see why in a minute. And I'm pulling my double knot north to south. Now I'm going to take a piece of double-sided tape and put behind that to help hold it down, because it's kind of bulky, so to speak. There's my pokey tool. You gotta be careful and don't poke yourself. There. Got it. Come on. There. All right. Now it's down. Now, the reason I went north to south is I want to make a bow, and I want my bow to go side to side. So if you go north to south, you make your loop with the bottom one, pull the top one over, and put it through the hole and pull it east to west. All right, and I'm gonna adjust the size of my bow so I'm holding it. All right, and I'm gonna now pull it tight. That side's still too big. That's better. Got it. All right. And then I'm going to take my ribbon scissors and trim my ends. Okay. All right. And now let's find some gems. All right. Those are too pinky. This will work. And the reason being it will work is it has an iridescent look about it. So it kind of takes on the colors of the paper, and that's what I want. Pinks, blues, reds, they're hard to match. So you have to find some that work. See, those are too light. Those are better. Let me get this out of the way. All right, now let me get my pokey tool. And I'm going to add one here. And they're two different sizes. Ooh. And this one. And that one. Then I'll come down to the bottom. And I'll add one here and here. And there's today's Anything Goes Saturday card idea. Now make sure you check out Vicky's project. The link is below to see what she did for this. I hope you'll be back next Saturday for another Anything Goes Saturday idea. Have a super Saturday. Bye.